Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm really pleased to be joined once again by the fantastic Saunders. How are you doing, Ollie?
I'm good, Ross. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. So basically, like, unless you've been living under a rock over the past couple of weeks, you will have heard that Oasis are getting back together. So they're doing a series of gigs in the UK next year, and maybe some international dates as well are rumoured as well.
I think America.
Yeah, in America,
yeah.
And South America, I think I've heard as well. And then also possibly like a new album as well, like Liam has been teasing, as well, like over the past few days. So were you lucky enough to get tickets, Ollie?
I was lucky enough to get tickets, not just for one gig, for two gigs. I got in the pre-sale, which was, well, my brother got a code for the pre-sale, so that's how I got in the pre-sale. But luckily I got to miss the disaster of the main sale on the Saturday. But yeah, I'm going to Wembley and Murrayfield, so very lucky.
Fantastic. You are very lucky, and I'm very jealous because I unfortunately didn't get any tickets. I got very, very, very close a couple of times I got it, but it was just that, I mean, I don't want this to become a rant about the Ticketmaster website, but it was so frustrating. It was a bit of a shambles, really.
It was.
But I'm certainly not the only disappointed fan out there. There's definitely thousands of people missed out.
I still think before the gigs come out, I think more tickets will be released. They'll help some back. I still think you'll get, to be honest, Ross. So at least one of the shows.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I mean, keeping my fingers crossed, and keep a lookout for kind of like the official resale ones, like even like a Ticketmaster official resale. So I'm still holding out some hope. But I've kind of but anyway, I've kind of just about got over the fact now that I've not got a ticket, and that's why we're coming on to do this video kind of like a few weeks after the fact. And we thought it would be a fun idea to go through our kind of fantasy set list of songs we'd like to hear, like at the shows, or in my case, on YouTube. I don't know. Do you want to kick us off, Ollie, with like, I think well, I guess there's a few ground rules we set first. So we're limiting it to 20 tracks as part of our set list. You don't want to go on for too long, kind of thing. And that's kind of typically what they did like back in the day. We also agreed on no solo stuff either, which I think is probably realistic. And I guess, you know, as much as I love particularly Noel's solo stuff, they would be the kind of toilet break songs. There's no difference to that. We agreed on no solo tracks either. So I don't know. Yeah, do you want to kick us off, Ollie, with your first couple of songs?
Yeah, I can do. I should say, for my list at least, I've tried to go with a mixture of somewhat predictable songs and then some deeper cuts, maybe, since it's supposed to be our dream set list. I'm fully aware that some of these songs that would 100% not be on the set this upcoming tour. But yes, I have started with Hello, because I thought if you're going to start a gig, Hello is the great place to start. I just think for the first gigs back as well, especially, I mean, I know it's a bit controversial because it's a Gary Glitter line, but that line in the song of Hello, Hello, it's good to be back, I just think that would work brilliantly to start off these comeback gigs. Then after that, I would go into Rock and Roll Star, because I think, again, that's classic Oasis. If these weren't like the comeback gigs, I wouldn't probably bother with Hello, and I'd just go straight in with Rock and Roll Star. It's a classic song, I love it. Then after that, maybe this would be interesting for some people, I would go with Lila, which I think always did work well live, and I think Noel is on record quite a lot since Oasis have split of saying the one Oasis song he misses playing live the most is Lila. So I think Lila's a pretty safe bet to say it will be in the set, but I like the song as well, and I think that would work well quite early on. And then fourth, I would go Lifting Up, because I think it's a good B-side. It kind of is one for the hardcore fans, but it's just a really good song as well. And I don't think they did it live all that often either, so I think it could work really well for the hardcore fans. So yeah, that's kind of where I would start. Hello, Rock and Roll Star, Lila, Listen Up. That's maybe controversial for some people, but yeah, that's where I would start.
Yeah, no, I think that's a solid group of songs to get the gig off to a fine start. Funny for me, I've gone for four completely different songs. That's just the nature of this. So I'd kick off with Acquiesce. I think would be my opening track. I think just that line when you were saying about like "Hello, it's good to be back." Like for me, the line on that is like because we need each other, because we believe in one another. And I know we're gonna cover. And the fact that you've got like the 2 lead vocals on it as well, like Noel and Liam singing on it, I think that would just be a great way to kick off like the gig. Like you know, maybe not one that everyone would know. Maybe not as much as "Hello," just considering that is the opening track of their most well-known album, but. You know, this is a fantasy setlist, so I'm going to back this to kick off the gig. Then into Supersonic, I think that's a good sort of solid second track. Just like that iconic drum introduction, everyone will know it, love it. Yeah, great song. And then go to She's Electric. Again, another one which I don't think we did live too often. I'm not sure. I mean, it's one of these. Like, I'm not as clued into, I guess, what songs they did in concert. Absolutely, I was watching Nebworth the other night, the Nebworth movie, and it wasn't on that, so I'm not.
They only did it live around 2001, and Liam has never sung it live. It was Noel that sang it live. So
really. Okay, well, I'd have Liam singing this bit, like this one. So that would be, again, something for the kind of like the hardcore fans, something different. And then I'd do my fourth track would be Rockin' Chair, one of my favourite B-sides. Liam's done that recently live. I think he still sings it quite well live. And again, it's not one that they did live all that much, Oasis, I don't think. And again, it would just be it would just be one of the tracks I would really, really like to hear them do.
That'd be a good set list. That they would lose. I mean, the ones who were there only to hear Wonderwall and stuff like that, they would lose people with stuff like Rockin' Chair. But for the hardcore fans, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, well, that's that.
Yeah, I think they only did Rockin' Chair live once. I think back in the 90s. So yeah, it's incredible, really, that such a good song, and it was a B-side. Yeah. Right. So next up, I would have Shaker Maker, which a lot of people seem to think that's. I've seen some people say that's the worst track on Definitely Maybe, which I don't agree with. Yeah, I think it's a really catchy song. I kind of like that New Seekers style of I'd like to teach the world to sing. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen Liam on his recent Definitely Maybe tour thing, but Shaker Maker, I thought went down really. He did it really well, and it was good to hear it because I don't think Oasis did it live all that often, that much. So yeah, I'd have Shaker Maker. Then after that, I would dive into Some Might Say, which some people might be surprised as it's so early on, but Noel has said he feels that's the song that defines Oasis. I think, I would agree with that. Would I maybe acquiesce? I would say defines Oasis, but yeah, I think some might say it was their first #1 single, so it makes sense for it to be there. I think that'll get the crowd going. Then I would go into some Noel songs, songs. So I'm going firstly with a song which I don't think a lot of fans will know, but Noel has been doing live quite a bit recently, and that's Going Nowhere, which I think is a really underrated song, and that's one for the hardcore fans. It's a brilliant song. It is just pure Noel Gallagher, that song, with the lyrics and this idea of kind of it's obviously been written pre-fame, and he's just trying to imagine being famous and getting out of the rut he was in at the time. So yeah, I'd have Going Nowhere, and then I'd have another Noel song after that, which would be The Importance of Being Idle, which was the last #1 single that they had, and I do think it's a really, really good. It might be my favourite Oasis song. I've always loved the song. It's kind of it kind of borrows a bit from Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite. Don't know if you've ever noticed. At the end of the guitar solo, there's a little bit of keyboard that goes do 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 do.
Yeah. I know the bit. It's
kind of subtle, but yeah. But I just think that's a really good later day Oasis song, and it's kind of an upbeat kind of stadium rock song. So yeah, I would go for the next 4 tracks: Shaker Maker, Some Might Say, Going Nowhere, and The Importance of Being Idle.
Nice one. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, particularly Going Nowhere. I think that's not on my list, but I seen Noel last year, and the Gap was one of probably my highlight of the whole show, to be honest. I hate Going Nowhere. But so yeah, my number 5. So coming after Rockin' Chair, a bit more kind of like that kind of song. I would then go into Fade Away. So another B-side, but the kind of upbeat, the punky sort of version. Like Fade Away with Liam singing, which I think would just sort of turn up the energy. Again, another one for the hardcore fans, another B-side. Yeah. But one of their slightly more well-known B-sides. Fade Away, great song. And then I would then go into the Noel Gallagher kind of bit off the kind of concert. Maybe a bit early for this, possibly, but like anyway, like I think like Noel always did a little solo stint at like their show. So I would then kick that off with The Importance of Being Idle, like you said. Great song. For me, it's a bit more. Definitely the Mr. Kite thing, but it definitely reminds me a lot of like the Kinks. Kind of the Kinks song called Dead End Street from the 60s. Kind of lifted a lot of it, kind of like from that kind of thing. But no, great song. I then do probably I was going to say the deepest cut like on my set list, but maybe not because it was a single. But I'm going to go for Falling Down from like Dig Out Your Soul.
Yes.
Great song. I just love that track. Noel should do it live solo. And I'm surprised
it's criminal he's never done that. He did it in a sound check. He did it temporarily in a sound check and then he never brought it into the main set. It's criminal he doesn't do that song.
Yeah, so that was one which I was like, yes, I want to hear that one. And then again, do Half the World Away. So again, Noel singing it. Again, a great stadium sing-along. Everyone will love that. Just again, pick up the energy a little bit after maybe a couple of slightly more kind of like deeper cuts like in that set. And that's my that's Full Day. So yeah, Fade Away, Importance of Being Idle, Falling Down, and Half the World Away.
I want to come to your Oasis gig. Falling Down, I mean, I won't spoil it too much. I haven't got Falling Down on my list because obviously we only had 20. Yeah. If we had a little more room, Falling Down would have been one of them. But yeah. Right, next up, Liam's now back on stage with mine, and we're going with Slide Away. Again, it's a Oasis classic. It's one they didn't do live all that often, really, which is quite surprising. But I just think it works brilliantly live, and it's just, it's a great song. And then after that, we're going with Morning Glory, which I think, again, it's an upbeat, rocking song. It'll be good in a stadium. It'll get the crowd going. So after that, we're going with probably the deepest cut that I've got on this list. We are going for the B-side to Go Let It Out. We're going with Let's All Make Believe. Which, in my opinion, is the best vocals Liam Gallagher ever did, and possibly the best lyrics Noel Gallagher ever wrote. I just think, for the hardcore fans that would be at this gig, that would go down a treat, because, I mean, it's a brilliant song, and it's a real shame. I mean, it should have been on Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. It should never have been a B-side, this song, but I would make sure that was in the set. And then after that, I thought I wanted to have a Liam Penn song, and it was between Songbird and I'm Out of Time, and I just thought I'm Out of Time is the more interesting song for me personally of the two. So I just think that would work really well. I think it's a very Beatlesy sounding song. I love the guitar solo. I think, it's a great song. It's got that John Lennon spoken word bit at the end as well. So the next four songs I would have would be Slide Away, Morning Glory, Let's All Make Believe, and I'm Out of Time.
Solid choices, yeah. I must confess I've actually not got a Liam Penn song that on my list. I did slightly forget about
the only one.
his a handful of contributions to the Oasis songbook, so apologies to Liam. Yeah. So so my next four. So Noel still tail end of Noel's little mini set. I would have that finishing off with the Master Plan. Great song. Again, I'm not sure. Did you have in mind what other kind of musicians they'd have with them aside from the kind of like the core lineup, like Liam, Noel, drummer, whoever, like on drums, bass player, that. But like, would you have a string section, a horn section? Like what other were you thinking of?
As well as in terms of the lineup, I think. I mean, it's not been confirmed what the lineup is yet. I think Gem Archer will 100% be part of this, because I genuinely do not think Noel Gallagher would do this without him, because if Noel's playing the Master Plan, he needs someone to play the lead guitar.
Yeah.
And Gem's about the only one who can do it, so I think Gem will 100% be part of this. But I can't imagine there being a string section, because, I mean, I was going to say it cost them a lot of money to take an entire orc of a string section on tour with them, but I mean, horn section, I could see that happening. I think a horn section could work pretty well. I mean, Noel's had a horn section with the High Flying Birds for a while. I don't think Liam has. Or has he? I can't remember with Liam, but there's nothing wrong with a horn section. I don't think. I think they would work well on especially on the Master Plan. But
yeah, like, and who would you have as like the drummer then? Like in like your idea? I know we've gone off on a bit of a tangent, but
yes. So in terms of what I think the lineup will be, I'll
Okay.
just go with that. It'll be Noel and Liam. It'll be Gem on the lead guitar. I think Bonehead will be involved as I think there'll be 3 guitarists. I think it'll be Noel and Bonehead will be on rhythm, and I think Gem will be on lead for the most part. Bass. I think it'll be Andy Bell. If it's anyone, if it's not Andy Bell, there's been rumours in the press of it being Andy Bell. If it's not him, it would probably be Russ Pritchard, who's in High Flying Birds, which, if he was in it, I think it would work quite well, because if Noel is singing like the master plan, then Russ can actually do the backing vocals.
Yeah.
The drummer, I mean, the ideal drummer would be Alan White, but I don't think it will be. It'll either be Chris Sharrock or Zach Starkey. Reading the press, it sounds like it's going to be Zach Starkey, but yeah, which I'm surprised. I thought it'd be Chris, but
certainly. Because all the initial rumours I heard was it's essentially just going to be the High Flying Birds with Liam. Was the kind of thing, and then Bonehead as well, just because he does play with Liam. Lineup kind of thing.
To be fair, the High Flying Birds, they are effectively now just Oasis without Liam. I mean, you've got Gem, you've got Chris, you've got Mike. I think Mike Rowe will be involved as well on the keys. If he won't be an official member, because I mean, he was involved back in the day, back in the 90s as well. So but we've gone off on a tangent there.
So that seems like the lineup covered. So anyway, I had a master plan with a horn section, maybe not a string section. That seems a bit excessive, but certainly a proper rendition. I got that master plan, and then Liam would come back on, and he would do the Hindu Times from Heathen Chemistry.
Great song, yes.
Like good solid live number, I think, just to again pick up the energy, get Liam's back. Good song, and then again another deep cut here, Roll It Over from Samuel Judge. So a couple of tracks there, just kind of teasing the kind of like the early 2000s stuff. Which isn't going to form the best book for Setlist, but just a couple there. Roll Over, one of my absolute favourite Oasis tracks. It is quite slow, so maybe not. I don't quite know how well it would go across again like a stadium, but it's one of my favourites, and I would die to hear that one. And then the fourth one on this bit would be Some Might Say. Again, picks up the energy, gets us into that final run of songs, which is just really just hit after hit after hit, really from here on in. So that's my next 4.
Very good. So my next 4, this is going to close the main set before they go off and then Encore and all that. So next up would be Stop Crying Your Heart Out, which I think is a Oasis classic. I would say it's probably one of the most famous songs, actually. They didn't do it live all that often. The most famous performance was Glastonbury 2004, which was another disaster. But it would be good to see it brought back. Noel did it live not so long ago, and he did. I always thought he did a good job of it, but it would be good to hear it again with Liam singing the lead and Noel singing the backing again. After Stop Crying Your Heart Out, I would have Liam go off the stage for one song, and Noel would then sing the master plan. Again, I feel it's one of them songs. Really, it's classic Oasis. It's probably the best B-side that they did. I mean, it's criminal it was a B-side. Then after that, Liam will come back on stage. We'll have Supersonic. It's an Oasis classic. It'll get the crowd going, like you were saying before, with the drums and then the riff and all that. Brilliant song. And then I will close the main set with Live Forever. Which, classic Oasis, classic 90s Oasis. What else to say, really, about Live Forever? So then 4 songs would be Stop Crying Your Heart Out, The Master Plan, Supersonic, and Live Forever.
Very good. So, my next 4, again, the kind of this takes us up to just one before the closer, on the main set. So I've only got a 3-song encore, basically. So anyway, so my 14 is Slide Away. Again, have you had Slide Away yet on your set?
I did.
You did it a bit early on, Again, a fantastic track. Liam's vocals incredible on it, and I just think, it's a great song. It was struggling a little bit out of pace this, because a lot of the big Oasis songs are actually quite slow, and kind of like this one here, it is more of a kind of not a ballad, but it kind of it's more of a steady pace. And then I wanted to a bit of a rocker. I've gone for maybe a slight road choice here, but Be Here Now, the title track. Be Here Now. Again, Liam's done live a few times solo, and kind of wanted to. It's the only song I've chosen from that album. Believe it or not, and I was kind of struggling for one, but I thought that would be it's an energetic song anyway, and it really picked up the set list. Then at number 16s we'll have Wonderwall. Again, for me, they kind of have to do that one, and they will do that one. There's no getting away from it. They will do it. Has to be in there for me. You would be I think most people would be a bit bemused if they didn't do it. So it has to be in there somewhere. That's where I put it. And then the second to last track of my main set would be Cigarettes and Alcohol. Again, one of their classics. Like great riff. Just a real crowd pleaser. So yeah, that's my next 4. Slide Away, Be Here Now, Wonderwall, and Cigarettes and Alcohol.
So I'll go into my encore then.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. So when they go off stage and they come back on, and I would kick the encore off with what you started the gig with, Acquiesce.
Okay.
I feel like I just feel it would be better personally opening the encore than the main set. Just a feeling I get. But basically, like you were saying before, it's brilliant with them both singing the lead vocal. I think it would go down really well. I think it would mean a lot to the hardcore fans, especially to see them singing it, especially the line Because We Need Each Other. I'd have Acquiesce kicking it off. Then I would have Don't Look Back in Anger.
Good.
Gotta have it, really. Although spoilers, I haven't got Wonderwall, but I do have Don't Look Back in Anger. Then after that, I would have Champagne Supernova. Brilliant song. It was always in the encore back in the day. It's one of my favourite Oasis songs. You can't not really have that. And then to close the entire gig, they always tended to finish with a cover. It was normally either I Am the Walrus or My Generation. But I haven't gone for either of them. I've gone instead for Come On Feel the Noise, which was the Slade cover they did, which they did once. I think they did at Main Road, and it was an absolutely brilliant way to close the gig. So I would love to see them do the cover of Come On Feel the Noise live. I think that would
with
really,
Liam on
really,
vocals, because the only versions I've seen of that is Noel. I think they did it on Jules Holland, did they?
Yes, the Jules Holland one. That was, I think David Bowie was actually on that show as well, so he was watching Noel sing that. But what happened there? I think Liam didn't show up, so that's why Noel had to do it last minute.
Right.
But no, if you look for the Main Road gig, very last song they did, Liam does sing it, and Noel's doing the backing, and it's just it's out of this world.
Yeah, no, that
Roddy
would be good.
Holder was at that gig watching as well, funnily enough.
That's I actually kind of forgot that kind of like that sort of tradition they had of closing like with a cover, I guess. Again, I can't say that I've gone for that, but we'll see what live. So anyway, my main set would close with Champagne Supernova. Great song, great solo. They might even get, I guess, either Johnny Marr or Paul Weller out, whoever's maybe say, if either ever say supporting them.
Paul Weller plays the guitar on the...
Oh, exactly, that's what I was thinking, either him or Johnny Marr or someone. John Squire, I know, came out at Nebworth doing that, but maybe a guest start, maybe come out like that one, finish off the set with a bang. And then my 3-song encore would start with Rock and Roll Star. I kind of like, for me, that one kind of either had to be the opener, like the whole set opener, or the encore. It has to be open something for me, like Rock and Roll Star. So it opens the encore. Then I've then got Live Forever, and then I have got Don't Look Back in Anger to finish off. I know that was maybe a controversial choice because it's an old lead vocal, and kind of thinking this whole thing of Liam not singing the last one, but I was kind of struggling a little bit. Where else? I mean, I guess you could maybe swap those two around, like if you did want maybe Liam to finish the show, maybe I could hide and say, that's maybe what I'd do. I'd swap those two just because it doesn't, it maybe doesn't feel right, Liam not finishing the set. So that would be my last 4 songs: Champagne Supernova, then the encore, Rock and Roll Star, Don't Look Back in Anger, and Live Forever.
Very good.
That
was a good list. That's the end of my list.
We actually wrote out a proper set.
I wrote it out like a proper set list. I've even got the line for the encore.
Oh, that's good. That send that to photocopy it. Send that to Liam and Noel and see how many of them they end up doing.
We don't need to do that. They'll be watching this video, of course.
Yeah, good point. So no, that's been really fun, and again, I hope you have a good time at the gigs.
I hope you do too, because you will be there. I have every faith you will be there.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, fingers, toes, everything crossed. But no, that's been great, Ollie. So thanks very much for coming on.
No,
I hope you
thank you.
have all enjoyed watching the video. And yeah, we'll see you again soon, hopefully. Thanks.
See you later.
Walking on by my